Hey, this is the Load Bearing Screams episode about Saw 1 from 2004, the very first Saw movie, and we welcome our friends HFK and Spooky T, great horror content creators and filmmakers, to talk about the wider Saw franchise, our histories, our relationships with the Saw franchise, the varying degrees to which we all love these movies or do not love these movies, and then really hone in on Saw 1. First, the history of Saw, how James Wan and Leigh Whannell met in Australia in film school, and then on their own came up with this movie, sold it to a Hollywood production company, and the rest was history. Well, and we talk about that history and how it launched a mega franchise. If none of that interests you, you can skip right past that, look in the episode description for movie discussion, and jump right to the part in the episode where Lacey, HFK, Spooky T, and I discuss Saw from 2004 and do lots of impressions of Jigsaw. Do you want to play a game? And talk about how bad we would be at playing that game, how much help. Mr. Jigsaw, can you please come help me? I need a little assistance. You can hear all of that goodness in the movie discussion. We hope you enjoy. Hello and welcome to Load Bearing Screams. I'm Matt Chokes.
And I'm Lacey Goth.
Joined on the line by, let's see, Spooky T. The T stands for terrifying.
But it's already spooky, Matt.
Yeah, I know, but I need to spook it up even more.
I'm fucking terrified.
And HF Kill.
No.
Welcome.
His name is Horror Film Kid. It already has the horror in it.
We gotta make it even more gruesome. Hey guys, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you.
We're happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Long time coming. Movie content creators, physical media collectors, follow them, links in the description. And You guys wanted to talk about Saw.
Yeah, we did.
We're worried about your politics on this, but go ahead, tell us.
The politics of Saw?
Not the politics. You were worried about the morals.
I'm not worried about anything.
You were like, what if they think Jigsaw is the good guy? I was like,
no. So I mean, there's a little bit of sympathy in there.
Sure.
Just like a hair.
Because he's a sweet old man.
Oh, he's very sweet.
That's what I mean. He's just a sick old man, right? And he wants people to live better, right?
Well, then I just got to say it right at the front.
Through the barbed wire of love. Yeah.
And there's,
that's all.
There's no chance she will ever listen to it. But Jigsaw is just my mother. If my mother were a serial killer, she'd be like, the Starbucks guy was so rude to me. It's time to play a game. Like,
why is your mom a Jewish babushka?
No one shows any gratitude. You don't need a house that big. Yeah, it's time to drown in debt. That's what's happening to us. But tell us your relationships with the Saw franchise at large.
So our first date was to Saw 3. Oh. And now we found out that we both liked the Saw movies, and that's why we went. We're like, oh, he's like, hey, you wanna go see Saw 3?
Seesaw? Like, yeah, how old were you?
Go see Saw 3. Oh my goodness, 16.
Aww.
So yeah, we've been together since, what was that, 2006? That came 2006. Out? Yeah. Yep. So that was our first date was a Saw movie. And then we've seen pretty much every single one in theaters except for Jigsaw and Spiral.
Jigsaw and Spiral.
Yeah.
Which you guys have a tricky theater.
It to our son. And he thought it was amazing. So I brought it up to him and I was like, because he likes LGBTQ movies, and now the Saw Reddit and fandom has made this very has made this very like Lawrence and Adam have some sexual tension or whatever. So I brought it up to Felix and I was like, hey man, you're gonna watch this and I think you're gonna love it. And he did. And so then he had all of his friends watch it. They all went as different characters for Halloween last year. He went as Lawrence Gordon. One of his other friends went as Adam, and then Hoffman and Strom, who were in later movies.
That's amazing.
I can actually see it because there is like the sort of triumphant moment when they are finally able to touch each other.
Yeah.
And you realize
that they definitely have good chemistry.
For you or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if you just go see Saw the Musical, you'll understand.
Oh my God. Yeah. Saw the Musical takes that and it was a great time. So yeah, go see Saw the Musical when it comes around.
I'm low on blood, but I'm high on cum. That's why his face was so white at the end, just full of cum.
That's how it happens.
Lord,
That's
yeah.
actually how the body works. Well,
Yep.
I mean, like, so
Yep.
this is a beloved franchise. What is it about Saw that you love so much? Why do you love it?
Sounds like it's sentimental.
Well, I'm asking them.
Shut up!
Well, I mean, it's sentimental, but it's just a great movie. I mean, you sit down to watch this movie for the first time, and if you have no idea,
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
dude, yeah.
you don't
It's
see that.
so
It's
awesome.
got such that M. Night Shyamalan twist to it, where you're like,
Yes.
what? Fucker wasn't alive the whole time?
And seriously, and then as they go on in the movies, you think, I'm going to see Saw 6. How the hell are they going to be able to tie this in? And they do it. They do it somehow, some way. The first 6, 7 Saw movies successfully intertwine.
Man.
And it's crazy. So that's really why we kept going.
I feel like I didn't do my homework because I'm going to admit I've only seen 1, 2, and 10. And I'm sorry. I feel like, you know what, though? But I will watch them
You know
for
what?
you.
That's okay, though. Those are my top 3, 1, 2,
Oh.
and 10. So that's okay.
Yay. Okay, good.
All right, and my history is I don't like the Saw franchise. I do like this movie. I do like Saw 1 and I like Saw X. And for me, the perfect horror franchise is Friday the 13th because
Because of
it's
formula?
just consistent base hit, just craft. It's not aiming too high. Saw, on the other hand, I feel like tries to tell a very intricate story, is very into the mythology, whereas to compare it to Friday the 13th doesn't give a shit. It's just Jason's back, gonna kill some campers. And I'm like, yes, great. Just keep giving it to me.
Jason's a warm blanket and Saw his homework.
Saw, it does feel like you're doing homework while you're watching
don't feel
all the
like-
Saw sequels because you're like, okay, wait, which
Well,
part of time are we in? Who
Exactly.
knows what? What's everybody's relationships to each other?
and if you're going to have to like do the work of figuring out how they're connected, you can't just like sink into it and just like be visiting old friends. You're trying to figure out old friends' past lives or something. It's like watching Lost instead of
Yes.
Instead of Friends.
Yeah, it's very, very convoluted. Absolutely. Not as convoluted, though, as like we just watched all the Hell House movies.
Oh, do you
Talk about
recommend?
convoluted? The first one is a phenomenal found footage movie, but the rest of them you could pass.
Does even Derek, even you like
It's fine.
that? Don't because you don't like found footage, right?
No, I don't. But they are solid found footage movies, especially considering the budget
Okay.
for the first 3
Like,
before they really got funding to make movies.
that's the other thing is like this man's near death, but he's able to make 11 movies. How many movies are there now?
Oh, he just keeps going.
He's
It's
fine.
not only is he dying of brain cancer, he has the mental capacity to not only set up all these traps.
He
not
made
only-
a doll.
Not
He
only be
made a doll and a
mastermind,
mask.
not only be a puppeteer, but can make short films and edit them out of his puppets too.
He does a lot. That man knows how to rent a warehouse.
So I just get so stressed
Okay.
out
He is
watching.
definitely on the spectrum, I'd say.
And there's even
Um,
YouTube video breakdowns of how much he would have spent per movie.
Oh yeah, those are fun. If you just watched all of those, how much each one would have cost him. It's good.
Yeah, and like to be clear, that stuff doesn't. I think that's funny. I don't
love
care
that.
about that kind of stuff.
I love that. Oh yeah, no,
What-
I'm the plot hole person. Yeah, I know.
My issue with the series is that I just don't, other than this first movie, and I think the most recent movie. Although to be fair, I've seen Saws 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and Saw X. I've not seen the intervening movies. I feel like because this one was directed by James Wan, who is a very talented filmmaker, the craft is there in this one that I think is missing from the sequels, which all feel very music video-y to me. And then also feel
my
like
God,
they're
yeah.
trying to copy James Wan's style without having the sort of talent and patience and craft to pull it off. And the stuff that
And
I
wanna
really like,
say, like the fourth, the fourth, fifth, and sixth, or maybe fifth and sixth, like the cinematographer was somebody who made music videos.
yeah,
so that's
that makes a lot of
Matt
sense.
can always sniff it out. He can. Don't even
Yeah.
need Trent Reznor to give him the hey.
Yeah, and so like the stuff that I really like in this first movie is almost none of it has to do with anything you associate with Saw. It's like it's Adam walking around his apartment and using the flash to like it's just standard horror movie stuff. And it makes sense that like a couple years later, James Wan was like, here's my pitch for a movie. It's Insidious. It's what if a house was haunted? You're like, great. Love it.
Yes.
Brilliant. Well, you know what? It's the Home Alone 2 of it all. It's like, oh man, I know why people like Saw, all those tricky traps. I'm going to make the traps more like you can't help yourself and you have to outdo yourself. But I can't even imagine what 6 is like. I already saw 10 and it was gross, but I really liked the plot.
Not even a lot of traps in the original movie.
Yeah, I know.
There's not.
People are like Saw's like torture porn or whatever. And it's like, I don't know, man. I've seen many other movies that are far more grotesque.
Yeah.
When did Hostel?
But they definitely did get to a point. Like, the first one is just a really good, like, horror cop movie.
Yes.
Like, and then they just get kind of trying to outdo themselves.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's almost like the first Halloween, which has like no blood in it, no gore in it at all.
I was
all
eating
in people's head. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I sat down to eat dinner and I'm like, oh, this is stupid. I've done this before. I'm going to eat and then turn on the movie. And you're like, no, this one's fine. And I'm like, bleh! He's digging in a shit toilet.
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking like, you're not going to see anybody like having to do surgery on themselves.
But that's not but like there's intestines and shit. There's innards.
It's gross.
I don't like when people are dirty, Matt. I also don't like when they step on glass. It was all bad.
To me, the worst part is putting your hand in the toilet and then just not being able to wash your hands.
There's a tub of fucking water sitting right there.
There's just the whole time I'm thinking he didn't get to wash his hands.
The water drained because the key went down the drain, remember?
Yeah, now I remember.
So the best he's got is the shit water from the back of the toilet.
Shit water in the back of the toilet. But also the heart's written on the tank, man. Look in the tank first. Not too smart, Adam.
And then I think I never ever want to go to an escape room because I'm terrible at solving puzzles.
Did this movie invent escape rooms? So I'm like, it's just an escape room.
I know I would go with Lacey, who would be very competitive and mean to me and yelling at me about not thinking fast enough. And if I was ever in a Saw scenario, I'd be like, no, I'm not. Just kill me.
Just saw me.
I can't figure this out. And
honestly, same though.
No, I always say that.
What'd you say? I can't. Verbal instructions aren't my jam.
Right.
Sorry.
Can you act this out, man on tape? Can you
Jigsaw would have to come in and like really hold my hand and walk me through this to teach me the lesson he wants to teach me.
And keep telling you you're a good boy. Right. That you're trying real hard.
Positive,
real smart boy.
Positive reinforcement.
Oh, thanks, Jigsaw.
Here's a piece of the puzzle. Now eat your vegetables.
Well, but what is your opinion about this movie as compared to the rest of the series?
You could definitely tell, like, I love Leigh Whannell. I love James Wan, the two of them. The things that they've done after this. You can tell a lot more heart went into this, that they were fresh out of school, really wanting to, shoot their shot.
Yeah.
With this was very thought through. Attention to detail really is in this. It's just a good, the twist, the stuff with the Gordon's wife and daughter, that stuff was like intense too. It's just, it's like really intense, not super disgusting, but it's like intense.
That's the thing. There's so many segments that are so effective on their own. That's why I think I like this movie, and I end up liking this movie a lot because of like a simple thing like mother and daughter being held hostage in their house by a creepy man. Like,
right.
Yeah. That's captivating to watch.
Yeah. Especially if you watch Lost, because that is the creepiest man. And then that the reveal at the end that even he was being driven by a tape that, he was forced to do it. These are the rules. And you can just say that all of this is just a metaphor for capitalism, right? We're all doing harm to each other. We're all fucking each other over because we've got a little tape in our pocket from Uncle Sam saying you got to pay your mortgage. You want to play a fucking game? Oh! Did you have
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
No, and you're my capitalist king. Capitalist. This is a king.
I know that so much of the power of the movie was people not knowing the twist.
Yeah.
And I always knew that Tobin Bell was alive. I could still watch it and say, like, this is so well done, the way that he sits up in the back of the frame. Yeah. And I do wish I could go back in time and not know that.
Yeah.
But it's still really effective.
And it wasn't ruined for me because I saw it like night one, or like probably on a Thursday even, like, because it had so much, I feel like it has a buzz. I feel like everyone was talking about this movie.
Yeah.
So you saw it
well,
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm old as fuck.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters.
I think when it came
You
out,
were living there. That's not fair. You cheated. You were a little baby in a bassinet.
No, when this movie came out, my family wasn't, like, my brother was still part-time at the movie theater, but my family wasn't really there anymore.
Carrying you in a little case, like little mini me, taking you all the movies. Your brother, and then you right here, like a little. That's what I'm picturing. Tiny bear.
He's always, well, not always, but from a very young age, much taller than his brother.
Oh, no, I didn't have that at all in my. Okay, I'll have to rearrange things in my head. All right.
I was a little film snob. I was like, oh, Saw, no, thank you.
Are you fucking kidding me? So for all horror movies, you were like,
low bro. No, I was very annoying. Like, no, there's like serious horror, like The Omen, and then there's garbage horror like Saw. I had to get deprogrammed from that.
We would not have been friends.
I'm glad I did, but it is a regret. My film education was bad for that reason.
Well, at least you had your poster and your fucking Ebert and 2 thumbs up your ass. Great. All right, should we get into history?
Barely allowed to watch these, so
this was your rebellious.
It was. You can't watch
emo music in this.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm going to be a hairdresser so that I can color my hair all the shades of the devil.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's this or a fucking piercer. And is this close?
I'm going to legally change my name to Spooky.
It's right. It's time to get some documents. Make this official.
So you know.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the history of Saw. And we have to go to Australia.
Oh, mate.
It's 1979. Guys, I'm going to be doing a lot of Australian accents. I'm sorry.
Fucking strap in. It never stops.
No.
All right, so in the documentary Not Quite Hollywood, which Lacey and I have talked about before, about the Ausploitation movement of films in the 70s when Australia was making a lot of movies. James Wan and Leigh Whannell are interviewed in this documentary. Now, I've watched a lot of interviews with these fellas over the past few days, and if you ever watch interviews of the two of them together, you will notice James Wan barely ever talks. It's Leigh Whannell mostly talking, then turns and looks for affirmation at his friend James, and then keeps talking.
Spectrum.
So they were talking about the first Mad Max movie, which ends with Mad Max getting his vengeance on all the members of the bikie gang who killed his wife and child. And to really torment one of the guys, he handcuffs him to a car, throws a hacksaw to him, and then lights like a kerosene lamp on fire. And here's what Leigh Whannell says. Quote, some guy just gets pushed too far. His family goes down. That's how the first Mad Max is, just a straight up 70s revenge movie. All right, I'll stop that. So at the end, he's an anti-hero and he's driving along and he just happens upon Johnny, the boy who's recently killed someone. He makes him handcuff his ankle to the bottom of the car and then throws him the hacksaw. That's the central conceit of the first Saw, is these guys with a hacksaw having to cut through a chain. So it was definitely a big, direct influence. End quote. And I don't think there's any ripping off in an art. I think you should always just, like, if you love something from a movie, do it again. It's fine.
I think that's often how you get a horror movie, is you take a fear and then take it to its logical conclusion, right? He took the thing you couldn't see and was like, what if it were for completely mundane reasons? And that ended. I don't even think it's ripping off. I think that's making it.
Or like, that's so cool. I'd love to see a whole movie about that. Or to have a movie where that's a much bigger part of it.
Well, and it's a surgeon, not a man in a desolate didgeridoo. Not everything's a didgeridoo there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's just the brush. I can never think of the words. But I love that he just makes it so low stakes of a guy almost cheating on his wife and a surgeon that's kind of a dick. And like, it could be any of us. That's what's so scary. That's why horror is great. It's just, you're chosen just because you were there.
So many filmmakers would say, like, I made this movie because I saw another movie and I wanted to make the movie that I saw in my head. Well, like, I thought this movie would be this thing.
Like a lot of what, he's done, because he's done a lot more than I have as far as, making short films. But even the ones that we've done, it definitely has been like, oh man, that's really cool. How could, like, the one that we're working on currently is like almost a little without a paddle, the ritual, just like little things that you see and what if we went this direction with it though? Like, absolutely. It's more of a, more than just stealing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to steal that and make it my own.
Imitating art.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and at the end of the day, it all becomes like this big tapestry of horror. We're all pulling inspiration from it's like we're working together.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I think the first Saw is very, very indebted to Seven, to David Fincher's Seven.
I was good. Yes. The way it's shot, the grime, the weird, the like overexposure whenever they're in the Wayback Machine, seeing things that already happened.
To even like, it's not set in a specific city. It seems to be set in like all cities, but also kind of like
a scary city.
Yeah, like just scary city. It's like a Grand Theft Auto city. Like if you go into a shitty motel,
like
you will
Batman.
hear babies screaming in the next room.
That's the way I feel about Batman. Like it's just full of jokers. Like, how many villains can one town have?
Right. But also maybe it's all in a simulation. I feel like if you drove 3 blocks that way, you'd hit the wireframes and be like, oh God, the world ends here.
I just have to go down one of those pipes, whoop, 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 and then pop up in a better town in Mario World. Right.
So James Wan and Leigh Whannell. James Wan is Malaysian Chinese. He spent the first 7 years of his life in Malaysia before moving to Australia, went to Melbourne, Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology for film school, where he met Leigh Whannell, who grew up in Melbourne. So I'm using as my main source a 2010 interview with these guys by Scott Tobias of the AV Club. So Whannell said, quote, about their film school days. On review days where everybody in the class would have to show their work, there was a lot of black and white and Super 8 films where we'd see a sheet of plastic with somebody's vagina being projected onto it. And that was projected for 10 minutes. You were just sitting there watching this sort of artsy short film. And then James came along and they screened his film. And I believe it was called Zombie Apocalypse or something like that. And I just loved it. I couldn't believe that there was somebody in the class who was into that sort of stuff, who loved horror films and so-called schlock. I grabbed James in the hallway and was like, did you make that film? And we became friends. And that was our shared bond, that we loved all this stuff that the rest of the school felt was beneath them.
I grabbed him in the hallway. I asked him a loud question. He didn't answer. And then from then on, we've been friends.
Allegedly. We're not actually diagnosing this stranger.
Every story of my fucking life is I grab a person, we're going to get married. And
That's how we happened.
Okay.
James and I didn't even think of Saw until a few years after film school, because when we finished film school, we had that existential problem by facing all film school graduates, namely poverty. So we were like, how are we going to make a film when we have all these big ideas? Big ideas cost money. So we basically were like, if we're going to make a film, it's going to have to cost about $5,000. And the solution to that was to have a movie with 2 people in a room.
Which is all I remember. I thought the entire movie was in that room. And then I'm like, where are they going?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And you guys as filmmakers, I'm sure must think about this a lot.
It's
something
the
I don't...
bane of our existence. And we're like, where can we film? Outside. Like, that's
we
right.
don't have $5,000. We got $5 if we're lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
like, what we spend $5 on that little water pouch for the phone so we could get the underwater shot. Like, whatever.
But that gives you a whole other place to shoot underwater.
Exactly. I'm like, now we can be underwater for $5.
Now you're fucking Avatar.
Yep.
Which is Derek's favorite movie. All the Avatar.
I'm looking at the hate in James Wan eyes in this picture going, yeah, that's how I feel. Like, and then Tira's the one explaining everything, just like Leigh Whannell, and I'm just deer in headlights.
You're doing a good job.
Remember George R.R. Martin explaining why he wrote the Game of Thrones novels is he went and worked in Hollywood as a screenwriter for a long time. And he's just like meeting after meeting of being told like, that's way too expensive, these ideas you had. And he's like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to go back to writing novels where no one can tell me like that battle's way too expensive to shoot. So yeah, you can just, whatever you think of, but just put it down on the page.
Luckily they live in like a really, easy to say because I don't live there and have to endure the fucking hills and snow and all this shit. But it's a very pretty place to shoot. So at least they moved into some nice scenery.
We had a friend who questioned whether we green screened the leaves in the background of the Carnage collection because he was like, it's too green. I'm like, motherfucker, you lived here for 30 years yourself. You know that it gets green in the fall.
Right.
Now that's too green.
Yeah.
Blew the whole budget on leaves.
No, you're doing a good job. You're raising people's consciousness about the world around them. You know, there's people online posting like, when I was a kid, there weren't this many clouds. Or the sky used to be a different color. What even is reality anymore? Who knows?
Birds aren't
All
real.
right, so they were trading. They were trying to come up with the idea with like, what's the coolest idea that you and I can raise money realistically by ourselves to film in Australia? And so they were trading pitches back and forth. And James Wan said, quote, the third one, like the third pitch he had that luckily Leigh really latched onto, was a really simple concept about two guys in a room, and lying between them was a dead body on the floor. They have a gun and a tape player. And I said to Leigh, I don't know what happens from there, but I do know at the end, da-da-da happens. Whatever that.
Cool.
I knew there was a twist at the end, but all that stuff in between, I had no idea what happened. And Leigh goes, there might be something there. And then he went off and thought about it. The first thing he did was call me back and say, James, I haven't fully worked anything out, but I thought of a title for it. It's called Saw.
Wow.
End quote. Leigh Whannell wrote the script. He incorporated this idea he had when he was getting chronic migraines, was convinced he had a brain tumor, and went to a neurologist.
That's what I think our kid has because of all the migraines. Definitely a tumor. They won't tell me, though.
Which, rude.
Just tell me.
But when this happened to Leigh Whannell, that gave him an idea for a movie. What if he asked, like, what if I found out I was going to die? That was his idea.
Yeah.
So just sort of a strand of an idea. Oh, I can incorporate that into Saw.
I thought you were going to say that the head contraption that goes into the jawbone is to help with TMJ, which causes migraines.
Maybe that's actually what's going on.
I
too.
thought that was.
I mean, end result is you're dead, so you ain't feeling the TMJ anymore, man. It's all good.
That's so true. It would cure so many things.
It is technically a cure. That's right.
We
if you
should
read the
market
fine
this.
print.
We got to go on the road.
So like I said, they assumed they would be raising money and shooting it themselves in Australia. But as they developed their script, they realized like
People
no.
hate Australians. Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, people hate Australians.
Because you said they were doing the worst American accents you ever heard. And I said, I wonder why they just didn't do Australian accents. And then I thought, well, because that would be distracting to Americans.
That's the thing.
Don't
Even
distract us, man.
We'll get to the short film in a moment, which is all Australians doing the worst American accents you've ever heard.
Barbecue.
Which is just why? Just speak Australian. Just speak your accent.
You're just copying me, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're copying.
So they realized like our script is not something we can shoot for we're going to need like some real money. We're going to need to actually get financing. But they really wanted to, James Wan was the director. Leigh Whannell was the actor. They wanted to shop it with themselves attached. And they say in retrospect, this was because they were dumb and naive and didn't know how the industry worked. But they took a meeting. They were convinced to go to LA. But before they did it, they wanted to have a proof of concept. So they self-financed a short film, just shooting a couple scenes from their script, with Leigh Whannell playing the character who becomes Amanda in the final movie with the bear trap. And they make this short film they call Saw. Have you guys seen the Saw short film?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think I want to play a minute from it just to show what they were able to do
Please do.
Yeah, shooting for 2 days for like $5,000. Yeah, so they said that without realizing it, this was a good idea because they started talking to producers in Hollywood and realized no producers like reading scripts. Everybody has ADD. But when they said, but we have this DVD, you can watch what we think. They're like, oh, great. And so the very first meeting they had was with a company called Evolution Entertainment, who were mostly a talent management company, but they were trying to get into production. And they agreed to buy it from them, giving them creative control. They gave them 25% of the profits, let Wan direct, let Leigh Whannell be the star. And they had a roster of talent like Danny Glover and Cary Elwes who could star in the movie.
Okay, I was wondering where Danny Glover came from.
So this is like one of those cases where shooting a short film, really like Smile was the same way a few years ago.
Because it's such a visual. You need the visual. Yeah. And then there's like the shit on their head, right? And they're like freaking out, and they can't get the thing on the. That's why you can't do it that way, Matt. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't buy that.
Well, I agree. And the things that work for me about this movie, I don't really like the script for this movie. I think it's very, very overwritten. I think especially Leigh Whannell's character, he has so many like one-liners that I get kind of embarrassing.
He can't act.
That's
right.
also an issue.
Yeah, he needs to be behind the camera, dude.
He definitely needs to be behind the script or behind the camera. Although his character in Cuties, which I feel like is almost probably more like how he is in real life.
Cooties.
He does good in that. But in this movie, it's very overacting.
Yeah, he was the science teacher in Cooties. The weirdo science teacher.
Have you seen Cooties?
No.
Is that a kid's movie?
No, we watched it for Popcorn Club. That was my
Did I watch it?
Lacey doesn't remember things.
Yeah, the kids that go feral with the chicken nuggets.
Well, that sounds good.
The tainted chicken nuggets make the kids turn into like zombies, and the teachers have to like fight off the kids.
Oh yes, that was one of the very first ones we watched, and they like fucking kick a kid across the. They beat the
punt the kid.
God, that was a good. That was funny.
Sounds good. I want to see this.
Lee Whannell was the science teacher who was like awkward and fucking weird as fuck in the movie. He did a good job with that.
Okay, no, I was. Well, thank you for showing me the cover.
But that was one that he
yes.
wrote also. He wrote Cooties. You could tell that it's a while after Saw, like 15 years after Saw.
This Saw feels like a first film, both in the way it's directed, but especially the way it's written.
How serious it takes itself.
But I think you can always tell with first films where you can, like, a director's trying every trick they've ever wanted to try, all fancy transitions and weird morphs, like a clock will morph into another circle. And then every, like, clever one-liner you've ever come up with is going to make its way into a script and you're going to jump around in time.
I think Adam is a believable guy. Like, I feel like I know that guy. I feel like he seems like sketchy and jumpy and weird in the beginning. And then once I understand why he's acting that way, maybe it's just Stockholm syndrome, but like I settle into him.
He needs to carry the movie. I mean, I think just get a more experienced actor and the movie improves like 30% for me.
It's just such a novel thing. I'd never seen anything like it. And the reveal at the end was like, well, it was mind blowing, which is perfect because that man's mind was blown.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
So
you know what though? Wait, I'm sorry. Is there a reveal at the end of the second one, the third? Like, did he M. Night Shyamalan himself into a box? Do they go on with the reveals?
Hello Zep usually starts playing, and then that's when it's like they usually in some sort of quick montagey way show you, but wait, this guy was here, and then like it goes into a whole like with the song.
And I hate it. I always hate that part.
That's the best part.
I'm with you.
Hello Zep. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Connect the dots.
Usually it's like, boy, this movie thinks I remember everything that happened a lot better than I actually did.
Remember that boy that threw the paper?
No.
He was in the mafia.
But it even happens in this movie. It even happens in Saw.
Yeah.
It even happens in Saw 1 where he's like, the key was in the bathtub the whole time. And then he's like, oh my God, I pulled the drain and the thing went down the thing. And I'm like, I don't remember that. That happened in minute 1 of the movie.
Isn't there like a weird blue light too in the very beginning?
Yes.
That shows you he's in a tub? Was he like reading? Is that like a reading
I'm not
light?
sure what that was about. I'm not sure.
It never comes back.
It's a reading light. Yeah. Just give him some reading material.
Just on his head. It's a bathroom reader and he's in a bathroom. So it's perfect.
So this company, Evolution Entertainment, like I said, wanted to get into production, and they literally, this is just perfect confluence of, we want to make a movie just so that we own it. It doesn't even have to get distribution. We just want to have it so we can show people what we're capable of. But they do produce it for $1 million. They shoot it over 18 days. There was very little time to do anything.
Oh, wow.
I think if they'd had more time, Cary Elwes can go back and de-Britify his accent for a lot of these line readings, like especially when he shouts, bastard!
And they don't make him say as you wish even one time. He could have. He could have. He could have. Yes, he could have done one little callback for the girlies in the crowd.
Yeah, Lacey's
he said,
like,
as you wish.
90 minutes into the movie, Lacey's like, this guy just reminds me so much of the Princess Bride guy.
And I went into the kitchen thinking you were going to laugh at me, and you're like, that's him. And I went, fuck yes! Yes! Memory!
But just being able to have so many good actors in it, like Danny Glover and Cary Elwes and Michael Emerson and like even Dina Meyer, like that, I think it really elevates the movie.
The girl that ends up going on to the next one,
Shawnee Smith, yeah, she's really good.
Was it? But did this movie franchise make her? Because I feel like I was familiar with her from like teen stuff. Maybe.
She was in teen movies. She was on television's Becker. You remember Becker?
I do remember Becker. That was one of the random sitcoms I did watch.
But she becomes like the co-lead of the franchise.
Right. That's what I remember.
Yeah. So if she does nothing else, she'll make a comfortable living at cons for the rest of her life.
The horror community takes care of its own.
They shoot the movie over 18 days, tiny budget, but they go to Sundance and Lionsgate buys it right away, and they put it out in theaters in October, and it is a massive hit, $100 million. And they're like, all right, franchise, we're pumping these out, baby. Every October, new Saw. James Wan leaves the franchise after the first movie. Leigh Whannell stayed on. He wrote Saw 2 and 3, and then he left. But they made, let's see, there was a Saw movie every year through 2010. Then they took 7 years off. They made Jigsaw, and then they put out Spiral, the Book of Saw in 2021.
Did Tobin person stay the whole time?
Yeah, even though his character dies in Saw 3, he's just always there. Like, no, he's still
been in every one. Yeah.
Yeah. He thought of everything. He's permanently Jamie Kennedy from Scream 3. Like, oh, we found another tape of Jigsaw.
Okay. You just got to have a camera.
I think this is another thing that annoys me about Jigsaw. Lacey and I have talked about this on the podcast, and we're both sick of masterminds in movies. That I find it just kind of boring. The character who's thought of all the angles and anticipated your every move.
It depends on how it's pulled off. Sometimes it really, really works for me. And then when it's like the reason why everything works in a sloppy way or a lazy way, then it's very, it depends.
It depends.
I'm kind of nuanced on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so.
No, it is. It is. We
bullshit.
do definitely prefer, like you were saying earlier about the Friday the 13th. Like, this is mindless shit, man. I just want to watch you fuck some people up, man. I don't like having to think about a movie first. That's why Hell House was disappointing. I'll say that. We just watched the newest one. I didn't remember that shit. What the fuck?
Right. Why do I need to study for this before watching it?
Yeah.
When we get into anything like, well, but why does he do what he does? And don't care, don't want to know.
Unless it's like Mindhunter, where that's the point.
Well, then we're talking about a different thing. Yeah. But I think that the Saw series, I think that's another thing, like, because it's sort of aiming to also be kind of a David Fincher, like, cop thriller, that's kind of the part that doesn't appeal. Like, I just give me a straightforward spooky horror movie.
He's fucked up. He likes dolls. He makes traps. I don't care that they belong in him or not. At the end of the day, that's a judgment call. Who's got here? Exactly.
Oh, I forgot to say this about James Wan. He said in an interview that after Leigh Whannell gave him the script for Saw, he's like, but where's the doll? And he's like, huh? James Wan's obsessed with dolls and puppets. So it's like, you got to put a doll in everything. Insidious, Annabelle.
Dead Silence. Yeah.
Yeah. Loves puppets.
Because Billy the puppet makes an appearance in Dead Silence as well.
Who's Billy?
Billy's the little guy in the tricycle with the little shiny shoes.
Oh, he has a name?
Billy?
Yeah, his name's Billy.
I didn't know he has a name.
I wouldn't have guessed Billy.
Billy the puppet.
I just think of him as Jigsaw.
I thought he was Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
This whole time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. That's all right.
Oh,
yeah.
great. I guess we're just a couple of fucking normies. We should
Hey, well,
have
now
some
you know.
dang-
Now you know, Billy.
Billy. It's just so innocent.
All right, so James, so here's what happened to these guys after they made Saw. Well, they made Dead Silence, which we just talked about. You guys like Dead Silence?
Fucking love Dead Silence.
Yep.
I saw it in theaters and hated it. I think I just didn't understand what I was watching. Like, I didn't understand, like, there can also be horror comedies. Like, I'd never seen The Evil Dead. Lacey and I watched it a few years ago and I liked it a lot more.
I remember liking it.
But they said that this was like trial by combat or trial by fire in Hollywood because they had such a great experience with Saw.
Yeah.
Then they go make a movie for a big studio for Universal who like buy their pitch and they're like, great, this is going to be great once again. But then Universal's like, well, we have lots of notes and we want you to change everything. And so they realized that your vision can get futzed with. So they said this is a product of studio interference.
Oh, yuck.
And it got bad reviews and performed badly at the box office. The same year, James Wan directed Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon,
Which
was based
rules,
on
dude. That movie was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, movie's fucking incredible.
I've never seen it. I've actually never seen any of the Death Wish movies. It's like a complete blind spot for me.
I want to watch it if you watch it.
Yeah,
All right.
Death Sentence is awesome. It's like a revenge film. But John Goodman's in it.
Who is?
John Goodman.
Oh, we both love John Goodman.
That's a good man.
That's a good man.
But it did badly too, so they just go back to basics and they're like, we're going to go make a low-budget horror movie for an independent studio. And they make Insidious, which is an enormous hit. spawns a major franchise. And then they make Wan without Whannell makes The Conjuring, also a major hit, spawns a massive franchise.
I might be misremembering this, but I remember Insidious coming out at a time where I feel like I kept going to the movies for horror and not being scared. It was like After the Ring scared the fuck out of me. Yeah. Shut up, Derek.
Yeah.
He randomly sends me closet bitch just to me on a random day just to fuck with me now.
After we said that on the podcast, I did hear from people who said, like, that's the scariest shit I've ever seen, is closet bitch.
Same. I walked out of the theater. I was like almost crying. And my friend was like,
I put my head down. I got up and I was like, if they can do that with a closet, what are they going to do to me?
Exactly.
And I don't know if my memory is correct, but I remember I saw Insidious. I was like, okay, horror's back. And I just remember being truly scared.
You and I watched it in my apartment in New Orleans. And I remember both of us being like, why are we doing this? This is so scary.
So dumb.
I watched it last week. I did not find it scary, but it is like
Look at him. He's Insidious.
James Wan is just great at building tension with the camera, just at the nuts and bolts of filming, using the camera to generate tension, using sound to generate tension. He's got like that M. Night Shyamalan thing of like, it doesn't matter what the movie's about, because Insidious and the Conjuring movies are just like some people are haunted.
You're like, I know some shit's going to come out of a corner, but which corner? And I know when they close the door, it's going to be a thing, but not every single time. So which door? I can't drink wine and watch these movies, or else
you'll throw it.
And I've done it many times.
Insidious 2 is a major hit, and so James Wan gets called up to the big leagues, which means franchise town, baby. Directs Furious 7, the seventh Fast and Furious movie, the biggest hit in the franchise. And then go make Aquaman, one of the best reviewed superhero movies of the era, also an international blockbuster. The Conjuring 2 is huge. Leigh Whannell, meanwhile, made his directorial debut with Insidious 3, directed Upgrade, which was...
I've been hearing people talk about Upgrade just recently. Is that...
I think it's a well-liked movie.
Okay.
I haven't seen it, but it was a nice little hit. And he directed The Invisible Man with Elizabeth Moss, which was very good. And then this year he directed Wolfman, which was a disappointment. Like commercially. I don't know if... Did you guys see it?
We really liked it. Yeah, it was...
Okay, yeah, I should see it.
It wasn't what people were expecting. It probably shouldn't have had the Wolfman moniker. If you take that like out of it though and just watch it, it's really good. It's existential. It's like Lacey. It'll hit you in a weird way if you were to watch it. Like it made me really emotional. Just so you know, like that's
okay.
I love that you know these things about Lacey. I need to.
No, I'm
so few people. Everybody's always telling Lacey to watch movies, and I think like she's not. No,
dude. Yeah, so if you watch Wolfman, it might wreck you for a couple days, dude.
Right in the feels. Bro,
okay, then
right
I won't. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's heavy.
But yeah, for Universal, there's like, but we own the Wolfman. What's the point of owning the Wolfman if we can't call a movie Wolfman? You got to put the Wolfman on it.
Yeah, and it should have looked more like everybody's, Wolfman that we know and love, and it didn't. And that was mostly the downer, was the look of it.
It was feral.
Yeah, it was feral. But it wasn't Lon Chaney Jr. Wolfman or American Werewolf in London Wolfman. Like,
what are the other options? What the fuck is it?
It was
a standing dog.
It's
wet rat.
It was wet rat.
Oh no! It's our tired brain hamster.
Exactly, it's our brain hamster that fell off the wheel. That's what it looks like.
That's what we describe her when we've had a long day. We just post a picture of the most tired gerbil.
That's what he looked like.
Long day at the gerbil factory.
That's how it feels. Our jobs are this important. Look what it's done to my gerbil.
It's interesting. Like, he really seemed like he was most interested in being an actor, and instead he became like very, very successful writer and a very successful director too.
Do you think he saw himself in the Saw movie and was like, "Oh,
I don't know.
I shouldn't be doing that"?
I think he was proud
He didn't want to act. He didn't want to act. What he most wants to do is something original. They talked to him after Wolfman. He got to do Invisible Man. He got to do Wolfman. But he said he really, really wants the opportunity to do something original again, like Saw.
They did a Saw X a few years ago. It was like the best received movie since the first one, made a lot of money, and you figure, well, they're going to start cranking out Saw movies again. Weirdly, no. There's been weird I don't know. Okay, but then in June of this year, Blumhouse bought out Twisted Pictures ownership of Saw, brought Saw into Blumhouse, which I think Blumhouse needed because they've been struggling.
Yes.
And they made a deal with James Wan to bring him back to the franchise in some sort of unspecified creative capacity for the first time since Saw 1. Which, does this mean they're just going to pay him money to say, James Wan, producer?
I don't think he'd let that happen.
Yeah.
I think he cares about what he makes.
So that's the history of Saw, and now we'll talk about the movie. The movie, which opens in a bathtub, and it's Leigh Whannell underneath the water with a friggin' locket or something floating above him.
I know,
but
he looks like the heart of the ocean or some shit, dude.
Yeah, we can put that like a.
It's one of those fish that shouldn't be alive with the little light on it. A lampfish.
Yeah, or from Mario from the underwater levels.
She's got one piranha, one lampfish, and one man in that tub.
Pan flute is playing, but he jumps out of the bathtub and he's like, "Oh, what am I doing here?"
I'm soaking wet. I am.
And he says, "Oh shit, I'm probably dead." And then he hears a response. Look, he's just the worst American. You're not dead. There's no point in yelling. I already tried that. And it sounds so disembodied because I don't know how much of this is ADR.
It's so hard to watch this movie now and not remember how effective all of this was, because the movie is shot like a whodunit. And so like there's the big reveal that no, it wasn't this other scary man. I forgot the whole time the movie's trying to make you doubt every single person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like an incredible conceit for a movie. It's just, I wake up in a room. I mean, there's been movies that have done this, like a Cube, but I wake up in the bathroom. What kind of bathroom is this, by the way?
Well,
it's got a bathtub. It's got
yeah, it's gnarly, dude.
It's where mannequins bathe. It's
huge, too. Like,
yes.
What?
And it's got a fucking freezer door that opens
warehouse.
to access it.
Why the fuck is it a freezer door?
Why is there a two-way mirror in your bathroom, everyone? Yeah. What the fuck? A lot of pipes. And also, put me in wet jeans for 3 hours. I'm already in a horror movie.
That's the thing. Yes.
Fuck that.
The wet jeans, wet socks.
I feel the wetness. He's just like
hand
flopping around.
I'd kill myself right there just for that.
Use the plug.
So, oh yeah, but I can imagine just selling the script just based on that conceit. As you wake up in a bathroom with a strange man, you're changed to a thing. What's going on?
Neither of you can reach each other. Neither of you can reach the dead man in the middle. Your leg hurts.
So we got Dr. Lawrence Gordon is played by Cary Elwes, and we've got Adam played by Leigh Whannell, and a lot of the movie is just the two of them in a room. I mean, do we want to like discuss? There's so much just like escape room shit that my brain kind of shuts off because I'm just so bad at solving puzzles and like follow the X to the heart to the toilet to the.
It's yeah. A lot of the stuff with the two of them is silly, and that's why. If you do have an opportunity, if the Saw the musical comes around, the whole thing is just a parody of Saw. It is just his makeup, freaking Lawrence here, Cary Elwes here. His makeup is just awful.
He's got a powdered wig. He looks like Marie Antoinette.
But they only did his face.
Rouge.
They're like, fuck his arms, his neck, like anything else is fine. We don't have time for that. Just because they had 18 days or whatever. Just exactly. Enough powder.
Yeah.
Men are wet and dusty.
Well, considering all of that, I think he's actually very, very good in this movie, despite his accent of going in and out.
Believable asshole surgeon that realizes he can't just be professional man, and that's all he's got to do. He's also got to be a good husband and a good person, it turns out.
Well, because that's how he's carrying himself, is like, I'm used to always being like the smartest guy in the room who's like, I'm leading this meeting. I'm
in charge, right.
Yeah, and he's like, even here acting with authority, he's like, listen, all we have to do is assess the situation and try to understand, what are we doing here? And he's being so calm. I would be so fucking aggravated with him.
Well, when you, and it gave me a new understanding of it when I realized that I knew that Adam had a connection to him. I didn't realize Adam knew his connection to him. So the reason why he seems like so dodgy and weird, he seems like he's on drugs to me, but it's just that he's scared for the other guy to realize he knows who he is and that it's not for good stuff. And anyway, it makes me want to watch the beginning again.
There's a dead body in the room, and James
on
Wan,
the floor.
I just credit him as a director, first time filmmaker, for knowing just how to show this body just enough so you don't forget about it, but you're just not thinking about it that much.
It's the pool of blood that reminds you it's there, but not the body.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be looking at it for breathing the whole time, which is all I ever do.
Right. And presumably, like, John Kramer, I mean, he's on like some sedatives or something.
Has to be.
So he can stay, laying motionless on the floor for 18 hours.
Yeah. He must have practiced.
I was going to say, I think that was referenced in a later film, some sort of drug he took to be,
Oh, he's using drugs?
Slowing his breathing.
Ooh, he should have to play a game if he's using drugs.
His wife works for like a methadone clinic, so she had some sort of medication because she was in on this.
Oh, okay. That solves a lot for me.
That's how he gets lots of his victims. He's like, oh, you're using heroin. You like using heroin, do you?
Most people who use it do.
I'm trying to get off of it.
Oh.
I know a clinic. Ask for Cheryl.
So, yeah, they're trying to figure it out. Leigh Whannell's like, do I have any scars? They kidnap you and they sell your kidneys on eBay.
What a stupid question.
Because he just has so many of these lines. But, Lawrence Cary Elwes, he's a surgeon. I'm a surgeon. I'm a very serious man, and we need to take this seriously. They both have cassette tapes in their pockets that say, play me. And there's a cassette player in the middle of the room, and they have to do some fancy lasso stuff to get it. And they get it. Jigsaw just must have so much confidence in these people to even do simple things like get the tape player. Like, I wouldn't have been able to get the tape player.
But at the end of the day, don't you think he wants him to fail? He just wants to kill him.
It win-win for him.
But tying the kid and wife into it does make this a much more sticky situation. He's got to be rooting for this one because he's like, oh, don't make me kill the kid and wife. I didn't want to kill the kid and wife.
Well, he seems, guys, let me know. He seems more straightforwardly villainous in this movie, doing things that I don't think later movies want him to do.
Yes, I feel like he becomes a more like,
don't forget,
helper,
he
godlike.
doesn't kill anyone.
I don't kill anyone.
Oh, but it's brutal. I mean, just to put a child through that situation, the whole time I'm thinking harm already done. Harm already done. That kid's going to be wetting the bed. That kid's going to need to redo this year of school. Like the kind of trauma. I mean, we just learned that our friend Stitch got stuck in an elevator when they were 5 years old alone, and the jaws of life had to be used to get them out, and that's their first memory. It's like, and that was just an elevator.
No, he's not. He's a boomer. He's like, oh, psychology, that's just toughens you up, that gives you a zest.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel grateful for life now,
little girl?
He's 100% freaking Charlie Manson, dude. Well, I didn't do it. I orchestrated all this shit, but I didn't do anything. What do you mean?
Yeah, but he slices Danny Glover's neck open.
Okay, well, that was
true.
then.
That's true. But he survived
later,
that,
guys.
so he didn't kill anybody.
And he didn't hit an artery.
Yeah, but he didn't. He was trying to kill him.
You don't know that.
Him? Wasn't that Zepp?
No,
it was
they're in
him.
the warehouse when they find the dude with screws.
Yeah, because he's wearing his trademark like Muhammad Ali cloak.
And wait, if you're Muhammad Ali, and if he set up that little fishing line thing that then shoots the guy in the head, is that not killing him? What does it matter how the trap?
It's like saying if I shoot you, I didn't kill you. The bullet killed you. I didn't do that.
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Yeah, exactly. Why are you hitting
people?
It's why are you hitting yourself? The movie.
God, they should make that. Write that down. After we make the Johnny Appleseed movie together, we're doing why are you hitting yourself?
Why are you hitting yourself?
Yes.
It's a true nightmare for me.
I love it.
I don't know why.
Well, and not believing your kid when they're like, there's this, if I were sleeping in my fucking 50 Shades of Grey sex dungeon house mansion, which is what that is.
It's a weird house.
It is a weird fucking house. I like it, but it's not normal. And my kid walked up to me and was like, there's a man in my room. I wouldn't go, hey, baby, how you doing? I'd be like, what?
Yeah, same.
We're moving.
Same.
No.
Get
I'm
your
like,
shit.
would not even give a flying fucking shit. Like, my bitch ass would have been going and checking that closet and under the bed. Like, I'm not messing with that.
We're moving.
Yeah, so they gotta do a bunch of like, I listen to the tape. It tells me I'm on a mission because I don't appreciate life. Every day, this surgeon, he's telling people they're gonna die. Well, now today, you're going to die or something, I think. Because all of this is like...
I'm not impressed with the motives for these. Like I remember this being this was more just like, this guy has no bedside manner. He's a fucking dick. So put him in a room. But the orderly was nice to you. Why are you doing this to that man?
Yeah, they never say what Michael Emerson's crime is.
Right. And then Adam, he takes pictures. I'm sorry. People got to have a fucking living. A private eye is a perfectly legitimate living.
No, that's why I say he's my mom. The Starbucks person didn't spell my name correctly.
That was 100%.
You take pictures for a living.
Oh, hey, I'm going to ask this guy to take pictures of this guy, but then I'm going to come get you for doing what I asked you and paid you to do. Like, you set me up, man.
No, Glover. Glover asked him to take pictures.
Yeah, but he did that because Jigsaw's pulling everybody. If you ever do anything in your life, it's because John Kramer made you do it.
I'm going to say that.
It's because, it's Jigsaw made me do it. He saw this. He saw that I would do this. He saw. That's why it's called Saw.
Got it.
So, isn't this whole thing, though, like Adam is just an accessory? This is all to teach Cary Elwes his lesson that he's too...
Yeah, then this is where, like, these movies all get convoluted, is because technically, Lawrence ends up, he's an apprentice.
And Adam's a fucking skeleton.
Oh, God,
in the
what?
bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, Lawrence returns to the movies and becomes like a junior Jigsaw?
Yes.
This is the problem.
When does that happen?
Which movie is that so we can skip it?
So literally by the time you get to, I think it's the fourth one is when they tie him into it.
Yeah, because
I've seen the fourth one.
This is the Charlie Manson of it all.
Then it's when he locks Hoffman into the bathroom.
Yeah.
So it must be 6.
Because they do the whole da-da-da, and you see him crawling out of the hallway, and he uses a hot
It's the
pipe.
3D one. The 3D one.
Oh, that's Saw 7.
Okay, Saw 7.
Because
3D, yeah. 3D is when he comes back and he game overs Hoffman.
It's the rare entry in a franchise where the third one is not 3D. So Saw 7, ironically, is Saw 3.
Well, and someone brought up Charles Manson, and this is brilliant because this killer does encourage devotees. He does end up indoctrinating people, going, you know what? My life is better because of that guy.
Yeah, and the reason we find out about that is because Cary Elwes and Leigh Whannell have been talking for 30 minutes, and he's like,
and then I'm like, now you fucking make a connection? Oh, there was this, I was a murder suspect for a guy that does stuff like this.
You know what this reminds me of?
Maybe it's connected.
And so we start the jumping around in time and shifting perspectives, because we get to now follow Danny Glover and Ken Lung and Dina Meyer as these detectives surveying a very gruesome, they're literally like, Danny Glover, this is a lot like David Fincher's Seven, if you think about it. This very large man like ate himself to death or whatever in some razor wire for the crime of, this guy's crime is that
depression.
No, his crime is that he faked sick.
No, this guy's crime is that he put a razor blade to his...
yes.
Was it a cry for help? I guess we'll never fucking know, but aren't people allowed to cry for help? You jerk.
You only wanted attention. That's why. You didn't actually want to kill yourself, buddy. So now he's caught in razor wire forever.
Forever. You're right.
And the newspapers are calling him the Jigsaw Killer because he always cuts out a piece of jigsaw from their skin.
Perfect little jigsaw.
Now, I got to be honest, I don't remember this at all in the series. Him doing jigsaw pieces from skin.
Do they carry on with that motif with the jigsaw out of their skin?
I think it was also in like 6 or 7 because the Hoffman character, again, took out a puzzle piece, but he was so bad at it, and they like make a comment to him about, it's got to be an imitation because the way they got the puzzle piece out was shit. Like, basically,
I'm a surgeon.
What do you mean? It was great. Like, what the fuck? So they do.
They got infected.
In later ones, like, bring it up. I do think that they weren't super awesome about remembering to do it in each of them, but
They were forgetting their own. They needed a string board with cork.
yeah, seriously.
Right.
Well, I think
a tree.
This first movie has so many like visual motifs, and they don't know which ones are going to stick. Like they don't know that it's going to be the puppet that's going to be so iconic, or even that like Tobin Bell himself is going to be so iconic because he's in so little of this movie.
But that voice,
yeah,
you almost can't not have it.
But I mean, you see him on screen constantly for the rest of the series. Like you don't just hear.
He has a haunting face. They picked the right person when they picked that guy from Lost as well. What is his name?
Michael Emerson.
I mean, he can only be a haunted man.
Yeah.
His eyes don't blink.
Tobin Bell is a guy who's been in movies and TV, for 30 years before this movie as just scary guy, like the scary guy in Seinfeld who owns the record store. And it's what's great about horror movies like this is like, what if we bump this guy up and let him really carry this thing and show what he can do? So that's one of the reasons that to recommend both this movie and this franchise. So
Danny Glover's career just shot right up. No, it didn't.
It's always been going great. Danny Glover, love Danny Glover, like a top 5 actor for me, maybe.
What? Come on. Your top 5 is like full of like
it's true.
20 guys.
My list is very long.
He loves a cranky man. Matt loves
Well, yes, I am Danny Glover is the thing. I always say Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon, when he gets home and his kids have friends over and he's like, God damn it.
That's it.
Every kid who I don't own, get out of my house, please.
Right.
Like, yeah, I know. So there's the other crime scene with the guy whose crime is that he told people he was sick, but he wasn't because he wanted attention. Jigsaw would hate TikTok.
He would hate. There'd be right. You're right. Everyone would be dead.
People would be getting fucking pig abducted left and right.
You thought that people cared about your movie opinion on Letterboxd and how many stars you gave weapons.
Now take all these Chinese Asian throwing stars until you're dead.
Right. That's what he would do.
That's what you do.
You gave Jaws less than 5 stars.
Well, can you make a masterpiece? Make a masterpiece in under $10,000 or you're dead.
At this crime scene, Jigsaw has left a pen light, which belongs to Cary Elwes. So now Cary Elwes is getting interviewed by Danny Glover, who right away is like, I fucking hate this guy. And I agree, man.
Yeah.
But we get the scene with Michael Emerson as Zepp the orderly, and Cary Elwes is giving like a lecture to his residents or his medical students or whatever, and he's using a sleeping Tobin Bell or a comatose Tobin Bell or whatever, and he's like, this man has brain cancer. And Michael Emerson butts in and he's like, excuse me, he has a name, is Johnny, he's really interesting.
He's my best friend here.
And Lawrence Gordon is like, okay, thanks a lot, weirdo.
Even our orderlies get in on the action. Oh.
And this continues to be a grievance for Jigsaw, is like, you were so cold to me when you gave me my prognosis.
Yes.
It's like, what do you want them to do, man? You think he's not going to be like treating your cancer seriously if he doesn't fucking have a personal relationship with you?
You got to be a little detached if you're going to be taking people apart and putting them back together again.
Yeah.
Don't make me apologize for surgeons. They're assholes.
That's true. But yeah, it was his pen light, so you got to come down to the station, and they're like, well, I have an alibi. I had like an affair, or I'm going to make it seem like I had an affair, but actually it's not an affair because I'm a good guy. So the alibi clears him, but Danny Glover thinks he's still the one who did it. So he's like, hey, why don't you stick around? Watch this next victim, okay?
Because we all get these pets, Matt. We all get these pet people in our head that are just bad, and we're going to figure out why. We don't like them, and we're going to figure out why. Sooner or later, I'm going to follow you around until you do something gross.
Yeah. So I'll be right in the end.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not right now, I was spiritually right. But we meet Amanda, Shawnee Smith, who got caught in a bear trap. And
she went on a bear hunt.
They found her. And, we jump flashback within a flashback within a flashback. We see her in the bear trap, and she manages to get out of it because she's got to cut open this guy's stomach and get a key out. She thinks the guy's dead, but no, he just had chemicals or drugs.
But they imply that she knew he was alive, right? Because we see his eyes open.
We see, but she doesn't see.
Wait,
it's implied that the body is dead until she sees the eyes open, and then, in that fit
But
of rage,
right.
I'm not going to die, you're going to die. She
Exactly. She makes the choice. That's why she's so fucked up about him, Matt. I mean, it was already fucked up, but she knows
I thought that it was the cop who told her afterward.
Either way. No, she looked and like that. No, we're right.
Okay.
You're wrong.
Yeah, she was not dead, just drugged. So she killed him. OMG. What am I going to do? I feel so bad, but not really. I feel like, see, Danny Glover's like, here's the thing about you, Amanda, or can I call you Mandy? You're a no good drug addict, right? Is that correct? And she's like, yes, it's true. I'm addicted to drugs. And he's like, but now you feel like you have a second chance at life. It's true. Jigsaw saved me. Now I'm not going to be addicted to drugs anymore. And indeed, she becomes his most important disciple. But we don't know that yet.
But it's interesting that he feels the need to like show that to the surgeon, thinking that's how he's going to catch him, which is kind of an interesting little psychological thing to do. Kind of smart. Like, he's going to be so proud of himself. He's going to show his cards. He's going to be like, haha, I got a disciple. But then he doesn't have much of a reaction to it all. And the guy's like, but she gave you compliment.
Yeah.
He's like, but that's not me. I'm not the guy.
He's also so handsome and he sounds so American.
I wish he wasn't married.
A thing that annoys me about Jigsaw's philosophy, and I know that this movie didn't think it would have a billion sequels that would like flesh out his philosophy. It's just like, do you feel grateful? Yes, I do. Okay, great. But he continues to do this, but he never there's never any explanation. All right, how do people show gratitude in their lives? What does this practically look like to you, Jigsaw? Do they show more kindness and understanding to the people in their lives? Or do they become better tippers? Like, what does this actually mean?
That's an interesting question. Because, do they ever address, does he follow them afterward to make sure? Or do they just have to escape one of his traps? And then he's like, all right, that's enough with you.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, and
I don't know.
If he were following them, what would he look for?
Has he ever trapped someone twice? Because that's fucked up.
I think so, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. So technically, Amanda had to a couple times. Because in the next movie, she's technically being tested again.
He is an exhausting friend. Like, oh, you didn't answer my text message. You want to play a game?
Oh my God. Just constant.
You didn't come to my birthday party.
So I've set up a fake birthday party that you're going to go to.
Right. You're going to blow out all the candles. All of them.
But do you see what I mean? Is it literally just my heart has changed now? Now I feel gratitude for being alive. And if that's the case, who cares? Why does that matter to you, Jigsaw?
Yeah, seriously.
He's bored. Everyone needs a hobby. That man made a whole doll. He made a mask. He's a doer. He's like my stepdad Rick. He's always fucking around in the backyard building something.
You just got to keep busy. That's the thing.
He's retirement's a bitch if you don't have a hobby.
So start a workshop. Start Matt, a class.
There's a million things he could do.
Yeah.
He picked one. And now we have these movies.
No,
and you need to be grateful, or you're going to end up playing a game.
You're going to end up in a saw trap, man.
You're going to get enough. Means shut up, Matt. You're going to make me get in a trap too.
All right. So at a certain point, they figure out that they're on camera because they throw a thing in the mirror and they're like, wait a minute, a camera. Oh no. Oh. And then we see Michael Emerson is watching them. Michael Emerson as Zepp. And Adam throws rocks at the camera and he's like, I'm on TV. This is the most fun I've ever had without lubricant. Oh God. It's just like that Joss Whedon and Kevin Williamson runoff that was so popular at the time. You got to have these. Most fun I've ever had without lubricant.
You just didn't go to enough bars. This is how men talk to me.
It is?
Little one-liners.
Hey, honey, want some lubricant?
Exactly. And those were the gentlemen.
Does it work?
No.
Oh.
Right.
So we flash back again. Gordon's daughter wakes up. She's like, there's a scary man in my room. And Lacey said, the mom's like, oh, honey pie, no, there's no man. You were just dreaming. She's like, let's go tell daddy. So they go talk to the dad, to Cary Elwes, who's in his study typing on his laptop. And they're like, Dad, can you come check my room? And he's like, honey, I'm working on my screenplay. Just let me finish. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, I'm coming. Here I come. And he goes into the daughter's room and he's like, hey, I'm a good dad. Here, let me show you how good I am.
This fucking nursery rhyme from when you were 3 years younger than now.
Yep.
That I'm going to do half-ass. Wee! And then she even fake laughs because she's like, that's the best I'm going to get from this fucking ass.
I know.
Haha, Dad, can you stay and not
this
leave?
This little piggy. He's like, nah, I got paged. I got to get out of here, babe. All right, see ya. We'll continue this tomorrow. I'll tell you what the fourth piggy did.
Fucking when he played a game.
And then his wife's like, just tell me you hate your life. And I,
you don't even play the piggy game right anymore. I heard you. It was half-hearted at best. Why don't you go fuck something?
I know, it becomes like a John Cassavetes like kitchen sink drama. Like, just tell me you hate me. Like, huh? I don't hate you at all. No.
Babe.
But he gets paged away. So back in the present, Adam is looking through Lawrence's photos and sees a Polaroid of his daughter and wife who have been kidnapped, but he will not tell Lawrence about it. And what do we think of this? Of not telling him, hey, shit, did you see this?
It seems important.
Yeah, dude, that always rubbed me the wrong way, dude. I'm like, why would you not just be like, oh my God?
Yeah, you're
right.
You're already
you're already fucked, right? So
it's something new to talk about, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a new development.
Icebreaker.
It's an icebreaker.
Is this oh my goodness, what's the word I'm thinking of? Is this just feeding into the fact that he just, he cares about him so much, he doesn't want him to be upset because there is nothing he could do about it.
Right.
That I get not wanting to give somebody unpleasant news.
Well, and then what his answer was, like, I just couldn't do it. And like, I believe him.
Mm-hmm.
I believe him. And your success in getting out of this room is tied to that guy. So if that guy flies off the handle, starts doing things that he wouldn't have been doing if he'd had a clear head, I also understand not wanting to tell him for that reason. But you're going to have an awkward conversation a little bit later in your relationship.
Yeah.
He's just not a good long-term planner. Just want to put off all the unpleasantness.
You can't even pay his light bill. You saw his fucking apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. We get another flashback because again, this movie is just jumping all over the place in time to find out how the wife and daughter got kidnapped. They are kidnapped by Zepp. Just being so creepy as Michael Emerson always is. This I think was 2 years before he was on Lost, or maybe Lost starts in 2004, but he doesn't join until season 2.
Okay,
but I think this is like right before he becomes like super iconic for that role.
They kept his fucking haircut.
Yeah. And he'd always been like, he will show up in an episode of your TV show to be creepy for an episode. I'm like, I think it's that guy. I think that's the monster. I think that's the killer. Including this movie. Like, this movie does make you think this is the actual killer for the whole movie.
Oh, they knew right away who would be the best red herring. And then they do a good job of showing Danny Glover, like, slowly getting into this obsessive mode. And as soon as you start putting shit on the walls, that immediately, red flag, this guy's obsessed. So I'm almost like a little bit like, I wonder what this movie would have been if they would have just been cool with us already knowing who the killer was. Like, what would they have done then? Because the whodunit part is like, I'm kind of like, I already know whodunit, guys.
Yeah. Michael Emerson is kidnaps the wife and daughter at Cary Elwes' house. And then we find out that Danny Glover is spying on that house. So now we bump on over to Danny Glover and we're following him around. He's become obsessed. He's like Jake Gyllenhaal in Zodiac. He's got the corkboard and the rope and the string and all that stuff. Obsessed with Jigsaw, obsessed with Dr. Gordon. And I think that my frustration with the way this is constantly jumping around in time and character perspective is also a thing that I struggled with Weapons, the movie Weapons, is whenever this movie starts to generate like tension or any sort of propulsive momentum, I feel like it just, the air comes out of the balloon because like, no, now we got to figure out what's up with Danny Glover. How did he get like this? How did he become so paranoid? Now let's find this out.
I like it.
He got paranoid because earlier he had been eating Krispy Kreme donuts at work and Ken Lung came up. Well, I just want these Krispy Kreme donuts. And his partner, Ken Lung, is like, hey, buddy, want to come out to drinks? And he's like, no, instead, I'm always obsessing over the Jigsaw killer. Oh, shit, I found out something. Look at this photo. You can see the gang symbol. And if we can triangulate that to the signal with the fire alarm, then we'll know where the thing is. And they're like, oh, my God, you're right. So he did it. They did it.
But he did it the wrong way. He didn't do it with the warrant. He didn't do it with backup. He killed his partner.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's you want to go around the bureaucracy and then you kill somebody. And then what are you going to do? You're right. Okay. So
it's an old mannequin factory.
Which is the best. That is the creepiest shit I've ever heard. But I feel like I didn't see one mannequin. Except for
a decommissioned mannequin factory. So
well, we don't need them anymore, Matt.
And we see like the little diorama of where the main story of the movie is taking place. And Danny Glover's like, what the fuck?
This guy's twisted.
But it's also when I watched the movie for the first time, I watched this movie twice yesterday. When I watched it for the first time, when Danny Glover says, "What the fuck?" to that, I thought, but you knew about the bathroom, right? Aren't you like following this? Oh no. And this always happens to me in Saw, is I always forget which characters know what and like which like timeline or temporality they're on.
Yeah.
I wasn't struggling the way you were.
I struggle.
Guess you were drunk.
There's a man underneath a cloth in like a weird ass drill trap.
Right. Which I wasn't sure. Was that trap set for the cops he knew were coming? Like, did you just walk into your trap? Why isn't your diorama of that? Because that'd be cool. That'd be fun.
They're all inside of a giant diorama. I think he did know this would happen.
I feel like it is implied that this is in case people come in here. This is my escape plan. I just keep giving this guy fucking Suboxone or whatever it is they give people coming off of heroin. So he goes to sleep, I feed him. He goes to sleep, I feed him. And then look, you found him. So now he's here. He's been here 5 days and I finally get to use him.
I think you're right because Danny Glover like holds you're under arrest.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah? What's more important to you?
Okay.
Arresting me or saving this man? And they're like, oh gosh, what a moral dilemma. Oh no. And then the guy dies and then they chase him. And then Ken Lung gets shot with a trap shotgun and Danny Glover gets his neck sliced and Jigsaw gets away. So.
Which always like, I know that the shotgun thing is coming, but it is just so abrupt when it happens that I'm like, oh shit. Every time bro gets shot.
It's a good death. And I don't usually love gun deaths in horror movies, but this is a good one.
Same.
It's a very close range, very brutal gun death. And it's probably like the best this movie does it, like if there's any kind of sympathy happening in here, except for the daughter and the mom. I feel bad for them the whole time.
Yeah.
You're saying for Danny Glover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, he killed his partner. It seemed to truly fuck him up after that.
Yeah, and then when we see him at some point when he's going nuts, getting obsessed, he's talking to us. We're gonna solve this thing.
Right, he's talking to his partner. Right.
All right. Back in the present, they find an X on the wall that was written in glow in the dark paint or something. And if they punch a hole in the wall, there's a box with some cigarettes and a cell phone. And Cary Elwes is like, this is one of those cell phones that only receives calls. It does not make outgoing calls.
Oh, yes, one of those. A useless cell phone.
Right.
What the fuck?
But there's also some cigarettes. And Leigh Whannell's like, I want the cigarette. Give me that sweet cancer.
But yeah, the whole cigarette thing, I feel like that's supposed to go somewhere a little more elaborate and then just kind of falls short. But whatever.
No,
there's a lot going on.
I felt the same way about the cigarette thing. Because I was like, oh,
right, because there's two.
Smokes, and then he takes the other one and he dips it in the thing, in the blood. And then the cigarette thing just doesn't, like, nothing comes of the cigarette thing.
Right. He's like, I think that this riddle that's inside this cigarette box is telling me that I'm not going to shoot you with this gun. I'm going to poison you with the shit I see in front of me. You're going to die of this poison. Pretend. But it seems like this one feels like the most half-ass of all the moments, I think. There's just a lot of ideas here.
I know, because he says like this phone that only makes outgoing only receives incoming calls. I've seen this before.
Like, we didn't have to have seen that before for them to figure that out. Like, it could just ring.
That's why I say it feels like a first-time screenplay because like everything has to be connected. So like this now morphs to the flashback where he's in the seedy building. Oh, why is he at the seedy building? Oh, because he's going to meet his mistress. Oh, she's not his mistress. She was going to be his mistress, but then he called it off before he could do anything really wrong. Oh, but then in the motel he had to make a phone call, but the phone call was only I don't even know.
It's not even a cell phone. It's a fucking landline. That's very confusing.
Like,
okay,
what do you even mean then? I've seen this before. Goes to fucking phone in the hotel room. Like,
I remember that time I couldn't make a call.
I've seen telephones before. Have you seen a rotary phone, sir? Have you seen one of those? Those are fun.
Well, cell phones were relatively new. Maybe he was just like, oh, I've seen one of these fucking things before.
It's a pager that talks.
True.
I know.
Like my car phone.
You know what? I bet there were like they probably made them for kids. Is there's a phone that can only receive calls from your parents.
Or you can hit a button and it calls them. Right. A cricket.
All right. This movie's airtight.
Yeah, we just didn't need a moment where he's like, oh, I get it. But anyway, the X is important because that's when although it's a little insulting. I mean, Adam's allowed to have one good fucking idea. It's, the doctor's like, no, how did you know? You got to tell me how you knew. And that's how he finally shows him, like, it was on the back of this picture of your tortured wife and daughter. And then, yeah.
My wife and daughter.
Not my wife and daughter. I like both. No!
And then he's like, how did you... you did this, because they're lots of different parts they're turning on each other. How you did this? You're killing my wife, probably. How did you know about the ex? You want to know how I knew about the ex? I'll tell you. I take pictures, and so now we follow
this is a
Adam
Polaroid.
around.
I take pictures, so I know this is a Polaroid.
I've seen this before.
It's filmed. It's a film moment here.
We follow him
Flashback to the dark room. Photos.
To this apartment that he says is a shithole apartment, which is a
huge.
gorgeous palatial thing with a dark room.
Just pay the electric bill and we'll get to see it.
Me and my shitty apartment. Like, you have a fucking
Right.
bedroom in your apartment, bro. What do you mean?
Right.
Yeah,
You
but
have
wasn't
a
it supposed to just
kitchen
be like
that's just a
room that he
kitchen.
created, and like his bathroom, like his dark room was his bathroom, because he went to sleep in a shithole and woke up in an actual shithole.
Yeah.
Right. It's a big place. So good. This movie has several moments of people being really okay with knowing there's someone else watching them, but they can't find them. Like, I feel like there's 3 different times where someone's like too calm about it.
Yeah, because he wakes up, his lights are off, and he's like, someone's in here. I know they are.
Quit doing that, guys.
Come
Okay,
on,
stop that
geez.
now.
I
Is it a
know.
pig mask man? I hate those.
But this is my favorite moment in the movie, where he goes through the dark apartment taking pictures to make it light up, and it's just so effective. And he sees the dummy, he sees Billy the puppet on the chair, and he's just like, "Oh, puppet, this is stupid."
Oh, that can't hurt me. Surely it's...
And I think he beats the puppet up with a baseball bat.
I don't remember. But yeah, no grown-up put this here. This is
Right.
clearly a child's prank.
But then goes into the closet, opens it up, takes a picture, and it's the pig mask thing. And this is the scariest moment in the movie. I think this is where you see, like, he's very talented as a filmmaker, and that what's missing also from this movie series is it's not scary at all. But moments like these are scary, at least to me. Do you guys find these movies scary?
Not scary. No.
No. There was little. They're not trying for scares. They're not trying for jump scares.
Right.
It's gross out scares.
And that's not even, not even scary, I guess. That's not, I don't know.
And these aren't even like big guys. The 2 people who actually abduct anyone in these are like guys you could definitely overpower. It's just that we're all average people, and really anyone that wanted to inconvenience me on any given day could do it. I mean, our DoorDasher could just
absolutely,
like push me
yes.
over in my driveway, and I'd be like, no! Oh, that ruined my day.
That's why the scariest.
Why it's scary.
The scariest thing to me is the premise of The Strangers is just, what if some strangers were standing in my yard?
Right.
None of
us have a John Wick hole in our fucking basement. We're not prepared for this
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
There's nothing I could do, and also I'd still be like, well, I can't be rude.
Right. They look thirsty. You guys want a water or something? Okay.
You know what? I think a detail I like between the 2 of them, between Adam and Lawrence, is whenever they have to throw something to the other, throw me the tape, throw me the key.
They always get it.
It's always a bad throw, and they always miss.
Yeah, but the worst throw would be a short throw. They can't fix a short throw, so they're all overthrowing, and that's smart. You can get the shit behind you. You can't get
you're
it if it
making
lands.
it worse. Thanks a
No,
lot.
I'm telling you that I like the way they handle the throwing. It's always like a little hesitant, but it doesn't. I don't need a plot about a bad throw. Like, all right.
Well, yes, it's bad throws, but it's not devastating. This is just how I think real people in this situation would not have precise aim. Here, toss to me. Thanks.
And I don't think they're aiming for each other to catch it. I think it's just we know if we get short, we're fucked because we're not going to.
You made it worse. Thanks, Lacey. So then they finally get a call on the little cell phone, on the Cricket wireless phone, and it's his daughter, Diana. And he's like, Diana, hey, babe, what's going on?
Hey, Daddy's at work.
She's like, I've been kidnapped by the mean man. And he's like, put that mean man on the phone. Or no, put my wife on the phone. And she's like, what's
I'm
your
tied
name?
up. I don't have a lot of agency.
My husband,
my
Dr.
own
Gordon.
father didn't believe me when I told him there was a man in my room. You think I can get this kidnapped or to hand the phone to the wife? Daddy.
She says to her husband, are you with Adam? And he's like, oh, how did you know that name? And she's like, don't believe his lies.
I mean, I get it, but like, who cares?
Well, you just gotta continue to push them against each other.
And she wants him to win. I mean, like she needs him to go ahead and kill Adam so they can get their life going on again.
But she's being fed this line.
Oh, right. I was thinking the wife hired Adam, but no, it's Danny Glover. God.
Yeah.
But you would have every reason to believe that the wife hired because she knows her husband's unhappy and he leaves any hour of the night if he wants to because he can blame it on his fucking pager.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, yeah, no, she thinks you're having an affair, dude. Like, that's Adam.
Yeah. No, that didn't happen. No, don't believe his lies.
Okay, sorry.
Have you seen Memento?
I haven't.
It's like Joey Pantoliano. Don't believe his lies. Written on a Polaroid. Okay. All right, wife. I'll talk to you later. So
good chat.
He says to Adam, they told me not to believe your lies. And he's like, well, I'm not lying. He's like, yes, you are. You're a lawyer. And he's like, no, I'm not a liar. I'll tell you the whole truth. Here's the thing. I was hired to take pictures of you because you went to a shitty motel. What were you doing in that motel, Adam or Lawrence? What were you doing there? You were cheating on your wife. And he's like, I wasn't cheating.
And you were really fast. So you were.
And he was drooling. It was very intense.
You weren't even good at it. You didn't last long. You were in there for like 3 minutes and you came out perfectly dressed. You didn't even take your jacket off, I think.
Yeah. And we get to see the motel encounter with the woman who he works with who calls him Dr. Gordon. Is there a problem, Dr. Gordon? May I take my shirt off now? And he's like, no, I want to call off this whole thing. Okay, bye. Goes down to the fucking parking lot and then the pig man is chasing him or something. It's pretty creepy. And this is where he gets.
He's remembering his
kidnapped. Yeah.
Right. It's because we're only learning these parts now because their memories are slowly returning to them.
Yeah,
so at least it makes sense why they're sharing this late into the experience. And something interesting that I didn't. Anyway, they make a big deal about the new clock at the beginning. So you think like them worrying about the time is going to be this whole thing. They completely forget they're being timed and only notice at the very end, like, oh, fuck the fucking clock.
That's true, Lacey.
Oh, shit. For a countdown movie, they sure don't count down at all.
Exactly.
They also, got the most amount of time out of anyone in a trap ever. Like, y'all guys got 8 fucking hours. Bro had 60 seconds to get the bear trap off and, like, pull a key out of some dude's stomach.
And if Jigsaw weren't there pretending to be dead on the floor, he'd come over the announcer and he'd be like, I'm granting an extension. I never do this.
Or like an escape room is like, did you need a clue? That's if you push the red button when you're in an escape room and you're worried you're not going to make your time. There's a button. They're like, okay, are you sure that you looked at the ceiling all the way? Or didn't you notice there's letters up there? Yeah, that's how they do it.
The pictures that Adam took of Lawrence, well, they're in the room with them. He's like, I don't know how they got there, but here they are. And oh my God, look, there's someone else in the house with your wife and kid. It's this creepy guy. And he's like, I know that guy. He's Zepp. He's a freaking psycho because he likes our patients and thinks they're human beings. He's a real freak. So we cut to Michael Emerson watching this and he's like, oh no, things are going bad for old Zepp. I gotta shut things down.
Why did I give him a picture of myself? I thought he'd just think it was neat. What the fuck? You put it in the fucking saw bag, man. What is happening? You could have curated that collection. One lamplight, one piranha, all these photos, one of me.
And yet I wonder. He's like, oh fuck, okay, time's up. It's now 6 o'clock. So he goes to get the wife, but the wife is able to untie herself. And I like that. I like that the wife and daughter are able to escape fairly easily, which does track with this is not a professional like hitman, or it's just a guy. I tied you up. I too would be bad at tying someone up. I wouldn't know what I'm doing. They get out. She steals the gun from him and just holds it up to him. And then Danny Glover arrives. They start shooting each other. It's all going haywire. Things are happening.
And that man's on a schedule. He's going to be late. His little tape recorder went ding and he needs to go. I don't know what his trap is. Like, what's going to happen to him?
He has like a poison in his veins.
Oh, right. Poison. Yeah. He was waiting for an antidote or whatever that he was going to get.
Poor fucking man. All he did was befriend your ass. I don't get it. Why him? He's just a janitor.
No, orderlies aren't supposed to befriend patients. That's why.
That'll put you in your place. Teach you to change the toilet.
It was like some HIPAA shit. He's like, bro, no. That's
Yeah.
it.
He
not
takes
supposed
that
to be
very seriously.
Don't tell them I'm interesting. What does that mean? That I have cancer?
Cary Elwes gets the phone call, hears gunshots going off, does not know that his wife and daughter saved themselves.
Right.
So he's just like, I gotta get out of here. And finally realizes, I just have to do it. I just have to cut my foot off. I remember hearing the premise of this movie, like it's a guy who has to cut his foot off to get out of handcuffs. And I was thinking like, that's so fucked up. I could never see that. That would be too gruesome. The movie does a great job of showing a little bit of it and then just making you think about it.
Yeah. And then in like sequels, you see the foot, right? Sitting over there like the skeleton foot or whatever.
And they resist. They keep mentioning what kind of saw, or like, that's a saw. This saw is a shit saw. Saw. And he never says bone saw. And he's a surgeon. So I keep waiting for him to like say it. Like, this is a saw to saw your foot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just kept waiting to hear bone saw. In my head, that's like, holy shit, he's going to want me to saw my bones.
Because he is a surgeon, he knows how to make a tourniquet with his mouth and stuff. It looks very profound. I'm very impressed
he does it with his mouth.
No, I know, but he can pull for
he can really pull.
Get torque by pulling with his mouth. It's pretty impressive. I mean, 127 hours, it's way more excruciating when James Franco has to cut off his arm because he has to go through a nerve, and I still think about that. Oh, the nerve that you have to cut through. If anybody's seen that
I
movie.
haven't seen
No?
it.
Okay. So but he cuts off his foot, and now he's able to move about the room.
Okay, but does he cut above the shackle or below it? Because you could have saved some of your fucking leg if you'd gone. It's just interesting. He cuts a butt, whatever. Maybe there's less tendons. I don't fucking know.
Cut your heel off.
Yeah, exactly. Just cut the heel off.
Right.
Cut the rest of that shit out of there, man.
There you go.
Dumbass.
At least you can dance.
You can tiptoe the rest of your life. You're good.
Yeah, fun. You got real long legs.
Do you think when he leaves, does he grab the foot? We should see him grab the foot just in case.
That would be.
I wish he did. You gotta put that on ice. I can put it back on. I'm a surgeon.
I can put it back on. Accessory.
But he just grabs a gun and shoots at him. We're like, oh, he did it, and he's like, I've done it. I've completed the game. Is the game over now? Can I go home? And then Michael Emerson runs into the room, and he's like, no, you're too late, motherfucker. But then Adam springs back up. I'm alive, and shoots him dead. And then Cary Elwes and Leigh Whannell unite finally. They finally get to touch and embrace on the floor. It's actually really good.
I think so.
Yeah. And he's like, you'll be okay. I shot you in the shoulder. I knew. I'm a very good man. I knew that that you would survive.
I only almost cheat. I only almost kill.
Right.
I'm going to go almost make it to my wife and daughter.
You're going to be all right. I'm going to leave you. I swear I'm going to get help. And he's like, no, please don't leave. Like, no, I'm going to go get help.
He's like, I already cut my foot off and everything. It'd be a waste if I did. What a shot, Matt. Look at
Yeah,
this.
that's a good one.
Throwing
Look at
it
him.
back.
He's about to.
Excuse me, Tobin Bell. Packed enough fucking ham for the whole class? Yow.
WAP came on. You got a little excited.
I have that wet ass pussy.
Macaroni in a pot.
I hear you like listening to wet ass pussies. Do you think that's appropriate? So, yep, dramatically sits up and it's in the back of the frame, and then you're like, and the music is just going fucking nuts. And yeah, I can't imagine how exciting this would be in the theaters in 2004 to see this happen.
That's right.
Unfortunately, it's totally ruined for me.
They did a re-release last year, and we went and saw it. And we were like,
but to not know.
Yeah. No. She was, no. Yeah, to not know would
right.
be excellent. But to see it in the theater and the song started playing, and it was like, yeah, look at me.
Yeah.
I think that the flashbacks to explain everything are a little annoying, but they will become I think they become overbearing as the series goes on, where every little thing in the entire movie is explained by a reference to another thing. But this is the first time it's happened, so we got to, show how this all works. And I love that Tobin Bell says to Leigh Whannell, he's just like, oh, by the way, the key was in the bathtub the whole time, idiot. But you washed it down the drain. Sorry.
Just like you threw your life down the drain. See, metaphor. Bye.
And you've lived a shitty life. You don't talk to your family enough. You never call.
Teresa Stokes sent me.
I text you and it takes you 8 hours to text me back. Why? So
my son leaves me on red. Can you please Dear Mr. Saul, my son. That's what he should be. He should be like an Ann Landers kind of.
Mr. Saul.
You write in.
He needs to be an advice columnist or even better, a TV judge.
Teresa, I don't know that I would jigsaw your son per se, but maybe try to spend some quality time.
He needs to be
That's
Dear
what he-
Prudence.
yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And that's the movie. He's like, game over, and slams the door. Sorry, fucko, you're dead. But I didn't kill you. I don't kill anybody. I'm a good man.
I still don't understand what was Adam's job to do? Was he also just whoever saws their foot first wins? I don't.
So Adam was supposed to just be able to take that key and unlock his thing and fuck off. Like that's what he was supposed to be able to do.
But he was given a saw also. Mixed signals, Jigsaw.
But the lesson is
later on, and this is again a sequel. But like Amanda gets in trouble for leaving the key in there like that. She's the reason why that key went down the drain or whatever. He was supposed to be able to get out.
That actually sounds really familiar. Was she also not supposed to give him a saw? Like she wanted to just kind of see what it would be like if both of them had one?
I think
that kind of sounds.
What I think in the third one, does he address that? I think.
That sounds, because that actually, as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, Amanda, you're messing it up.
Yeah,
but also, if your fucking protege messed this up, then why do you leave him in? He didn't do it. He got shot. What the fuck, Jigsaw?
Also, the message is just like, hey, make sure that before you start playing a game, read all the rules and check all the things before you get going. Check your bathtub if you wake up in a bathtub.
This is a guy that goes and buys Monopoly at a fucking, garage sale, and he gets real mad when he gets home and not all the pieces are in there. Like, people, you put it in a fucking Ziploc bag. How hard is it? That's what he is.
He just has to jigsaw the whole town because he don't know who did
rules. It. It's not in the instructions.
It's not in the instructions. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. Yeah, we don't do that shit in John Kramer's house. So that's it. That's the movie. We're going to go around the room and give our final thoughts and star ratings for Saw 2004, starting with our esteemed guests.
So I really enjoy this movie, and I won't say that I really enjoy all the sequels, but this one I do really enjoy, and I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars for myself, because I can still pop it on and enjoy it, even if I'm making fun of half of it,
Yeah,
I like to rewatch movies to also make fun of the parts that I don't like.
Oh, that's the best. And even the parts that I do like. It's just fun to do a Jigsaw voice and and think how he would respond to me in the real world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I absolutely love this movie. I have since I saw it in theaters. And if you look at it as a standalone movie that like you mentioned way long ago that, they had no idea that this was going to become a franchise. It really does work out as just a single movie, the key going down the drain. Yeah, sure. In a later movie, you find out that Amanda fucked him over and you could wonder why Jigsaw wouldn't have let him out of the trap. But that's, convoluted when it comes to the fact that is said in a sequel and their way of just tying shit together and whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, as a standalone movie, this is absolutely a 4 for me.
Okay.
Agreed. That's where I am too.
You're at 4 stars?
I think I'm at a 4.
Right.
I was a 3.5 before we had this conversation, but I just have more appreciation for always knowing how things start. Help me, like where the creators were, how much were they given to work with, and that they didn't know that this wasn't some master plan to make a franchise out of. I think it's cool to have that many ideas, and I just remember I gave it points for being wildly original and shocking the hell out of me in the theater.
Yeah, I think based on the limitations they had, they did a great job. I think that this is a very well directed movie with a script that I don't really like, that I think is way too overwritten. Both the dialogue is way too overwritten, all the connections and the jumping around in time is just way too much. And I just never thought Jigsaw was a very interesting character. but there's so much. Wan is so great at generating tension, at building suspense with the most simple of scenarios. Is there somebody in my house? Is there a strange man in my child's bedroom? And this movie has those scenes where the future movies don't. They always are confined to the place where all the saw traps are going on. So I give this 3 stars. And it's definitely my favorite of the series. But I know that people I respect, like you two, and so many horror fans, like really, really love this series. So I feel like I should see the movies I haven't seen and just like try to see, am I missing something? Is there something that isn't connecting with me about this series that everybody seems to love so much?
I think like whenever you're a horror fan and so many of the great franchises happen before you were born, it's like it's like our opportunity to jump in on the ground floor of something. So you sort of just kind of like adopt it as like, no, these movies watch me grow up. And that's how I feel about Scream, even though they're great. But it's like, no, that's my franchise right there. I was there for all of it. So there's something that feels personal.
Oh, I was just going to say, the thing with this franchise is when you say like why the horror community loves it so much, I think one of the big factors is watching the way people die and seeing it, how they tie it to the previous movies.
Well, yeah, and so is it 6? That's the one before. Yeah, I believe it's 6 where like they dive so far in on these, but I think it's 6 is the one where they go after the insurance executive there, William Easton.
Yeah,
is that the 6th one?
I believe so.
Who like denied Jigsaw's like whatever to like treatment or whatever.
We're gonna Mangione the shit.
So like so like that whole one is just based on like American insurance being shit, and of course it ties into the previous movies. We get flashbacks or things or added story, and it's just watching it grow into. And some of the movies are not totally awesome, but I feel like for the most part at the end of each of them it's like, okay, yeah, I can see how you maybe it's a razor thin whatever, but you did tie it in, and I'm curious now because it's left on a cliffhanger again. What happens to this guy or what happens to that guy? Like
Jigsaw, the original Mario.
Because then it gets to a point too where like most all of these traps, so like the engineers and behind the scenes, like all of these traps, most of them in the movies are working, and they have to use extreme like caution when filming these things.
That's actually really interesting. I think I'd love to see that.
Yeah, so when you see like watch the behind the scenes stuff too for a lot of this, it like makes the appreciation deeper. Just how much really went into it, and I think, like you were saying, with this first movie, knowing it was their first movie and being aspiring filmmakers, just it's fun to see this happen for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whereas I think the second, third, and fourth movies were all directed by the same guy, and maybe for me it's just like the basic like it's very rare to get a James Wan at the beginning of his career who's going to go on to be a major director. And the basic craft is missing from the sequels, or at least the sequels that I've seen. But then the Saw X I thought was really good, was really well directed, and I think that director has also made a few other Saws, so I should keep going with this series.
Yeah, and he made ones that I didn't really enjoy that much, some of the weaker ones also, so it was interesting to see this be as good as it was.
Fuck Josh Stolberg.
Yeah.
He was the writer, not the director, but...
Well, I guess, I'll watch some more with you.
Yeah. Is there
a big blind spot for me?
Is there a person or people who...
That Jigsaw is... You don't have to worry about that one. And also, so people who've appreciated, I like Spiral and I like all the other Saws too, but people who liked Spiral, a lot of them were people who weren't a huge fan of the Saw franchise, but they liked this off.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thus ends our discussion of Saw, and I want to thank the two of you, HFK, Spooky T. Please tell everybody all about what you guys do, where people can find you online.
I make TikToks, and you can find me on TikTok at HFK48. I half-ass my Instagram. I am also HFK on there. And then I have Letterboxd under, I believe, just my full birth name of Derek Ferreira.
Tierra Ferraro. Sorry.
Yeah,
That's a fun name.
Also on TikTok, Spooky T, Instagram, Spooky T 1408, and Letterboxd, Spooky T 1408.
The scariest number there is.
Yeah, there was a reason I went with that number. Yeah. We're working on a new project. Probably be a short film.
It'll definitely be a short film.
But yeah, like I was saying earlier, the pair of brothers go on a trip, and shit gets crazy on this trip.
We're going to fucking Leigh Whannell this shit. We're going to make a short film and then just shop it around.
Yep.
Hell yeah. You know, you two, and I mean this, you two are both very good actors, I think.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And that's hard as hell to do, the handful of times I've tried to do it. Just try to do like stupid scripted bits for our podcast. Like, it's impossible, but you guys are very good at it. As for us, next week, we are talking about The Cabin in the Woods from 2012 with returning guest Cinematic Joshua. This is a fun movie that I'm excited to revisit. It's been a little while
movie.
since we've seen this movie. Joshua wanted us to talk about this.
This movie goes all the fucking way.
Yes,
I
it
love
does.
This
This movie's
awesome.
fucking awesome. Yeah.
Yes, it's so good. It's so good, and it ends so crazy, and I love
All
it.
movies should have a giant hand just coming up and just like Porky Pig, like, and that's it. Done.
Yeah.
World is destroyed.
Yes.
Reality broken. Check out Load Bearing Beams on Patreon. We have an episode about Nickelodeon's Doug. We
It's
have
really
an episode.
good.
Thank you.
I wasn't in.
About Mulholland Drive, available on the Patreon, and more Patreon stuff coming in October.
Hey, and thank y'all for being Patreon subscribers.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yes, we got a royalty here.
I'm on Letterboxd at Matt69. Lacey's on Letterboxd at Loadbearing Lacey. My band does the music for the show. We are called Rural Route 9, and our album is called The Joy of Averages.
Okay.
Check it out wherever you get music.
I love you. Goodbye. Ah!
3, 4. Everybody, love me.